mic is okay. She off your mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk through to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This man not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Aha. Now him una don hear all these bad politicians them we call themselves politicians.
Thank you. Yeah, good afternoon to you, good morning to you, good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. And this is Maiyegun live. So I know nothing really shock people anymore. Nothing about Nigeria really shock people, or not the majority of Nigerians anymore. But to some of us, some things are still so shocking that many of you are not actually shocked. You're not being shocked. It's shocking to many of us. 42 Nigerians burned alive by terrorists who have taken over almost entire Sokoto state, right? And Nigeria continue to, what do you call it, to massage and then pamper them. So they burnt 42 Nigerians. And look at Nigeria. Is actually not a big thing. Share this broadcast.
Maiyegun diary Politico. Godfatherism. Kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun diary. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ ṣe o kẹ́gbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu. Maiyegun diary. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary. Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rà kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
lórí Facebook, and yes, we like lórí YouTube.
Thank you. So this happened 2 days ago. It happened at in a village called Teke village in Gidan Bawa. Gidan Bawa in Sokoto State. Travelers that were burnt beyond recognition. That many have said they were southern Nigeria bound travelers. We have not ascertained or verified that yet. But 42 human beings, burnt alive by terrorists that they have told us they've refused to call them terrorists too. 35 of them died. They were burnt beyond any recognition that they have to pack all the bodies, all the burnt bodies. They have to pack them and give them a mass burial. Nigerians. We've asked severally, like, what is the worth of the life of a Nigerian in Nigeria? But another thing is that, this could be anybody. It could be anyone. It could be people you know. It could be people that you would never even know that they were involved. Now that nobody could identify them. When I saw the picture, viewer discretion is advised, okay? Seeing it in picture can better be imagined than seeing it in video until I saw the video. I'll share that with you as well. But human being, burnt. What could have been their sin? What could have been that offense that these cold-hearted criminals that Nigeria would never in any way come out to declare as terrorists, right? What could be the sin of Nigerians under their government that this is what they deserved? And look, this is irregular. Now, I'm going to try and show you the video. A report came out. They said, you see the Boko Haram in Nigeria, the Fulani terrorists in Nigeria, and all kinds of terrorists who have now converged in Nigeria. They said in 2020 to 2021 alone, they moved 18 billion naira through your financial system. That, you see, this organization that released this statement from the ECOWAS, Economic of West African States, ECOWAS, all the African countries, all the West African countries within ECOWAS, right? They released a statement. They said, since Dubai arrested 5 northerners, jihadists who have been sourcing for funds, raising money locally and internationally for terrorism in Nigeria, since Dubai arrested and convicted them, the rest of West African countries, they have been following the lead. And they said they were so surprised that in the last 7 years alone, Nigeria refused to trace funding of terrorism at all. Like, it's just passing through them. They can see it. Even ordinary bankers who work within the financial sector, they can tell you that they see money laundering that goes into terrorism just freely. And this organization said they were shocked that Nigeria deliberately ignored all of the intel that could have covered this kind of killings. 42 Nigerians stopped by terrorists. They were not kidnapped. They were set ablaze in Sokoto. And Sokoto now is the headquarters of the ISWAP. I don't know if many of you know that. Sokoto, where the Sultan of Sokoto, the gatekeeper of Nigeria, one of the gatekeepers, they did not kidnap them to demand for ransom. Usually, they set them ablaze. I'll share the video with you. Please, viewer discretion is strongly advised. Please. Let's see if I can get that up. One sec. First, let me share my screen with you. I woke up, I was like, 42 human beings. Human beings. That could be any of us. It could be you, it could be me, If you found yourself in that, Maiyegun waiting, I won't go doing that part. What about the family members that you don't know how they run their business, despite how dangerous Nigeria is today? They are still plying the roads. They are still out there. If they don't, they possibly will starve. Yeah, Nigeria will happen to them. You might be safe, but what about them? This could be anybody. This really got me so chilly. Like, then I'm coming back to our brothers from the north. Sokoto State, the heartland of the caliphate, is the center of jihadi terrorists in Nigeria as we speak. That is the caliphate of ISIL in Nigeria. But our brothers and sisters, northerners, you are more interested in who calls out Buhari or who no call out Buhari. Meanwhile, this could be any of you. Wait, make a share. Sorry, like I did way too long, because this is just a fraction of what we are actually, what actually got me talking today. Now, look at this. Let's see if I can bolden it and it can get fully onto the screen. And like I said, viewer discretion is strongly advised. Let me know if you can see this on your screen. And at the same time, let me also know if you can possibly hear the sound. All right. I'm going to get that up 1 sec. Now, you see that screen? That is the motion picture of the image you have seen earlier. These are human beings. These are Nigerians. And if you go to Nigeria newspaper right now, if you go into everywhere in Nigeria right now, they are either talking about, what do you call it, 2023? They are either talking about who is going to be their president or not, who is qualified or not. They are either talking about how the Nigerian military continue to hunt down innocent people, to kill them, killing them, by the way, in eastern Nigeria by tagging them terrorists. This does not face Nigerians. It doesn't face them. You can continue to ask yourself why, but these are human beings. That could be you, that could be your brother, that could be your sister, that could be anyone related to you, that could be someone you know or who knows someone you know, that could be your neighbor. It could be anyone. That is the state of Nigeria under these criminals. And you look at the northerners and you ask them, why are they so not enraged enough to have triggered an end to this? But there are other biases. Watch. Now, these are human beings. Right. I just wanted you to see the motion picture of it without having to, what do you call it, extend it too much. All right. For the sake of not getting the platform, because every little thing they do now is to get us shut down as much as they can. So, but that is the image of those. They were being taken for mass burial. They have no identity of them. They can't tell the numbers of male or female until the families who probably know about their traveling and their missing a family member will start coming out. Many of them may never be identified, and they are supposed to be Nigerians, right? And the Nigerian political class, they are calm, cool, collected, and continue to praise themselves, how much they have done to save Nigeria, how much Nigeria will be great, and the rest of that. Terrorists are moving money in Nigeria so conveniently. Do you need a specialist to explain that to you before you understand that the entire Nigeria is, is completely, overrun, has been overrun by terrorists who the politicians, the political class claim to be just simple criminals. 18 billion naira, 18 billion naira. That is how much money the terrorists moved between 2020 and 2021 alone. And that is what they could track. What about those who have paid ransom? Who are those? Do you have any government agency or any organization in Nigeria tracking all the people who are paying ransom and how much money they are paying to the terrorists? Do you have any organization in Nigeria tracking how much of Nigerian weapons have been stolen by these terrorists and now being used to massacre Nigerians, and they get away with it? And yet, you have no record of all of this. You have group who told you that with the little they could trace, Nigeria is swimming in terrorism. Nigeria is swimming in it. All kind of terrorism, and it is because your government allowed it. Do you understand that? Maybe not. Normally, when things get this bad, this is the point where people will say, even people in government will say, you know what, enough. We actually need to we need to put a break to this madness now. But in Nigeria, just same way they have been pretending to be fighting terrorism in the last 12 years. Fraudulent way of opening, in Nigeria, when politicians create problems, they offer to fix the problem. In the process of fixing the problem, they will pretend to be fixing the problem. They will create more problems. Then they want to probe why were there so many other more problems? They want to probe that. In the process of probing, they now expanded the entire problem. It becomes a multifaceted problems. Then they offer again, we are going to fix it. 12 years of fighting terrorism. Oh, we killed 200 terrorists in this place. We killed 150 terrorists there. Oh, we bombarded the Sambisa forest. And then we are now at ground zero on Sambisa forest. All those drama were just to kind of make you think they are indeed fighting terrorism until they legalized it, because it's now legal in Nigeria. Those who call the Fulani terrorists, who call them Fulani terrorists, many of them have been hunted down, killed, others exiled, others jailed, and the threat of you being the enemy for raising any alarm continues to rise and rise, while Nigerians continue to get barbecued. They continue to barbecue Nigerians whenever they want. Just like a game of, when you go hunting, right? Nigerians have become, just to make you understand that you are swimming in terrorism as we speak, all right? And many of you are just praised in these murderous animals, these cold-hearted animals praying high. So you are just praised. Food. They can either kidnap you for sale, or they can kidnap you for barbecue. Whichever way, they can keep you as their sex slave. It's going to be at their own choosing. Then you would expect to turn around and see government to respond, genuinely respond. But you found no government responding. Swimming in 18 billion naira is a lot. Multiply that by 100, then you will get 1.8 trillion. Abi, no be so. 1.8 trillion naira. That is just a fraction of what Nigeria is spending in fighting terrorism, only for the weapons Nigeria pay for to end up in the hands of terrorists who continue to perpetuate this. Why is Nigeria calm? Why is Northern Nigeria calm? Why is Sultan of Sokoto not talking? He said, and I quote the Sultan of Sokoto, he said, if you know how many people we bury every day in Sokoto State, if we raise the alarm, Nigeria will go on fire. I said, tell us. Is it because the people you are burying, Sultan of Sokoto, the people you are burying in Sokoto State, killed by ISWAP terrorists? Yeah? As much as you are all working day and night to continue to use your influence to give cover to these terrorists by refusing to label them terrorists and by refusing to use the instrumentality or instrument of state to crush them, can Sultan tell us how many people that they bury every day? How many Nigerians are they burying? And what is killing them? The terrorists in Sokoto State. So why are they calm? That's the question. Why are they calm? You know why? Because you, me, we are the pawn on their chess table. They told you in northern Nigeria, Nnamdi Kanu is the source of the killings in eastern Nigeria. So we have to take him. Now they have taken Nnamdi Kanu by kidnapping him. How come the terrorists who have made your life hell for the past 12 years, how come you are not bothered, you are not faced, you are not triggered? That Nnamdi Kanu is there, but you are still getting killed. What is inspiring them? Who are those inspiring and backing them other than the people who made Nnamdi Kanu your number one enemy? The same people who told you that Sunday Igboho is more dangerous in Yoruba land than the terrorists who can walk straight into the motorway and they can kidnap as many people as they want, they can barbecue as many people as they want, and nobody will be held responsible. And in order to make you feel better, they go the same cruise fly into Lake Chad, bomb the desert, and come back and say they have bombarded terrorists and they have killed 500 of them. But guess what? You never see the terrorists they kill. Do you? Why are you not triggered? That's the question. Why are you not triggered? People hate Buhari. That is why they are telling you to speak up. Do you really still think so? I mean, why are they not bothered? But when you tell them that, listen, before today, all of this madness used to happen in the northern Nigeria and the partly middle belt. But the game has changed. The game has changed. It is now the entire country at risk. And then people, I'm actually waiting for something that will actually get people triggered. Get them triggered enough. To challenge this, so you from northern Nigeria, watching me quietly right now, living in fear of traveling to your remote villages because they are no longer there. They are now being controlled by terrorists. Then you see some group of charlatans, opportunists, lazy, unproductive elements, bragging that you have the power to elect anybody as president as long as you want. You backed Bokuwari twice. I wouldn't say all of you did. But at least some of you will no support the killings, will no support APC, Egbe. Can you at least disprove that religion is not actually what drives you and makes you agree, keep quiet while you watch your fellow brothers and sisters murdered, massacred, dehumanized, barbecued, sold as slaves? What is that thing that would actually get you so triggered? Is it when there is no longer a Fulani Megoro in charge of Nigeria? Is that when you are going to begin to feel like you needed to speak up and fight? Okay. To you, my brothers and sisters in southern Nigeria, all of una, the Lagos Abobakus, the defender of the realm of death called Nigeria. The rest of you who feels like Nigeria problem is being exaggerated, and with unity, Nigeria will be great. Let me tell you something. Many of us don't really wish that what is happening in Nigeria today continue to happen. In order for so many of you to realize that we are not the makers of this. The system is. If you disagree with the way it is, even if you don't agree with complete breakup of Nigeria yet, Nigeria will push you to that point. One day, very soon. Hey, we will come out. We have been seeing that when I was saying that a year ago, that one day we will begin to pay ransom to terrorists. We are already paying ransom. Many people who have been kidnapped and have paid ransoms are members of the political class, private citizens, and the rest of them. Yeah. And because they are Yorubas, so many of them are ashamed of talking about it until we make them talk about it. It has become so regular that people have submitted to fate. Like, well, maybe that's how it is. If Boko Haram kidnap me now on my way to Ore or on my way to Shogbo or Shun, at least if they no kill me, we'll go pay ransom. Now, people are already experiencing that in Yoruba land. Okay? Even though we have the Yoruba wannabes who dresses up like a Fulanese, and because they can speak Hausa little by little, once they kidnap their people, Yorubas doing that too. Some of them have been arrested, and immediately they get arrested, they display them. Yeah, they show, well, not them. Don't let me make it look like it's a big thing, okay? I have seen a video where they have arrested at least 3 Yorubas who pretended to be Fulanis in Ondo. They were kidnapping people. So when they kidnapped them, the ones that understood Hausa very well would be the one talking. So people would be like, oh, they were kidnapped by Fulanis. Another ones, they caught them in Ogun State. They dressed like Fulani. Well, I don't know how they got people deceived that much, but they had their guns, right? So they got people kidnapped and they got arrested. But you know why they got arrested? You should know, right? Because they didn't have access to AK-47. The real terrorists carries AK-47. If you see them with their AK-47, you're going to say this one a genuine, this one a Genji one. That is the situation we found ourselves right now in Yoruba. But there are some things that will happen that I don't pray they happen. But sometimes I also don't have a control over it. All right? Same way we have no control over who gets kidnapped, when, who survives it, who lives to tell the story. Nobody knows. Who should you call if you get kidnapped? Nobody. Just call your family members and tell them, I have been kidnapped. They want to take money. If they ask for money, right? Because you can't call the police. You can't, even if you put it on social media, please, the Fulani terrorists, they have kidnapped my brothers, so please help us. So in Nigeria of today, policemen are those who are actually doing negotiation. That's how terrible it is. So this is not a makeup stuff, all right? Police, Nigerian policemen, they will be, if you call them and say you've been kidnapped, they will tell you to go and pay ransom. Okay, go and pay ransom. So police will be the ones to help you facilitate how you're going to pay the ransom. People have shared their experiences and what have you. But that's not the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm making is that the real terrorist who actually comes for a mission, and that mission, as long as many of you continue to wave it off, Baba, forget it. That is impossible. Forget it. How people will blah, 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 blah. Whatever that mission is, those who came for that and they have been killing us for it. They have been sending the message of a horror, terror, and displacement across the land, right? When they come, you will get to know that, yeah, they are. So there are some things that will make you as a Yoruba man, you as an Igbo man, to begin to actually understand what a deep SHIT Nigeria is into, how failed Nigeria has become. You see that burning and barbecuing people who are traveling, right? They are all message of fear, terror, to tell you that if you don't obey us, if you don't agree with our message, if you don't obey our command, yeah, you will die, and we will decide how you die, and your government will do nothing. They have the capacity to take over Abuja. And no joke, they do. These guys have staged attack. So in Yoruba land, where you hear that they kidnap school children, those are the things that will bring people to, or knock sense and bring them back to the reality. And if you are one of those who are hoping that somebody will come after and it will change it, that means you are actually not smart. You may think you are, but you are not smart. Somebody said, Maiyegun, the best thing is for people to get involved, use their numerical strength, and then get involved in politics, elect people who believe in Biafra, who believe in Yoruba nation, to take over authorities from this part of Nigeria, and then use that authority and that mandate to push for Biafra and then for Yoruba nation. And I said, that is if you are dealing with a sane country that is actually a country. Nigeria is not one. Right? Nigeria is just a mad conglomeration of incompatible people, and then pretended to be something that could probably be a miracle of this century. Nigeria is a total mistake that should never have come together. So it would have made sense if people who believe in Biafra, as strong as many as they are, yeah, if they can go into a system, take over that system, since those who are there will never represent them, will continue to kill and support those who kill them. Right? If you are in a real country, but Nigeria is not a real place. Look around you. Look at everything going on. Does everything going on looks like real to you? Do you see real play? I mean, when you see real places, right? Do you think Nigeria in any way, by every definition, represent anything that is real? How could 42 people get killed and the entire country moves on? Just same way, 100 school children can be killed. 17 school children got killed in Lagos yesterday, right? The whole region, the rant and everything is on social media. The rest are the parents of the children who came out today to protest. After 2 days or 3 days, that is it, until another tragedy happens. Does that look real to you? Nigeria is not a real place. It would have been easier to say, okay, yeah, why not? Why not let people use their number? Chase out the criminals in Yoruba land. Chase out the criminals in charge of Igbo land. Take over the power yourself. And then look at the Fulani terrorists and their gang from northern Nigeria. Yeah? Look them in the face and tell them enough, and see what they will try to do if you won't be able to defend yourself, if you have such authority. But Nigeria is not real. So when people ask them, what is the solution? It is the same thing to say, until you have a revolution that is spontaneous, unplanned, to dislodge the criminals who have used the instrument of the states to subject and submit the rest of us into the whims and caprices of terrorists. And any of us can be next. Just any of us. Now, this is how dangerous it has become. It doesn't matter if you are for APC, if you are for PDP, if you are for NNPC, or if you are for DOP, or whatever you are for. It doesn't really matter anymore. It doesn't matter if you are a Christian, a Muslim, or an atheist. It doesn't matter anymore. The trap, the level at which Boko Haram and his gang has brought Nigeria into, right, puts everybody's lives in danger. Whether you are rich or poor, that's the point where those elites are not getting yet. In Nigeria, they can kill 40 people just like that. Look at it yourself, right? When the military ruined everything from Babangida to Abacha to Abdusalami Abubakar, Nigeria was in complete minus red. They handed it over to a Southerner, an RNG handover, democracy, fraudulent democracy. The Southerner pretended to revive the economy, revive the country, and the power tussle began again. And after that, you got a sick president who eventually died in power. His unprepared deputy took over, faced the monumental tribal politics, which Nigeria is known for, and got crushed. Now, if you now take the timeline from all the start from their democracy nonsense when they started to this day, you will realize that when you think the other one is worse, then the new one will prove you wrong. That was the dream, the adrenaline that the many Nigerians had in 2015 when they were selling them the Zobo, when they were cooking up the Zobo, when they are feeding them with the Zobo, and the lies. Oh, Bukwari will be a game changer. It can never be as worse as a Goodluck Jonathan. And in just 4 years, your life changed. They promised you change. They changed your lives to what it is now today, a survivor of the fittest. Who is going to be next before it is your turn? So if they are telling you about 2023, I can tell you free of charge, when they eventually do the charade, and if the force is bigger than the plan they have, and they eventually hand over to another person, you will realize that, oh boy, there are worse people than Bokwari and gang. You just haven't known yet. Nigeria have them in stock. The system has a way of giving you them. And you just have to live with it the longer you go to their poll to go and thumbprint, to validate them. You know what I'm talking about? You will be so surprised. Nigerians should do it better in 2023. How are they going to do it better? Beaten, forced, brutalized, and completely demoralized, psychologically destroyed, economically ruined. And they're just people working to make up the numbers. People who can think straight are those they will use. After they have weaponized after they created the poverty, expanded the bracket of poverty, they now weaponize it. Are those the people you want them to choose a president for you or choose leadership for you in 2023? Many of them won't even have brain anymore by 2023. All they will think about, right, will be, what am I going to eat next? They are already thinking about that now. And that is deliberate. So if you are putting your hope in an election that Bokwari and gang refused to even sign their own law, their own bill, electoral reform, blah, 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 blah. So if you are one of those believing that, I can tell you free of charge, go for it. In a year as well, you will be kind of remembering Bokwari. No matter what it is today, that is one thing about abuses. It's so strange and it's so bad. When you abuse a whole country, you use your system to whip a whole country into an abusive relationship. People will start getting used to that suffering. They start getting used. And one way or the other, they can start comparing the sufferings. Which one is better, fairer? How did we survive that? Oh, we survived this. Oh, we did survive that. Now, if you tell them about comfort, they will be suspicious. Like, can we trust him? I don't trust him. He's promising us comfort. He's promising us a Biafra. I don't trust people who promises us comfort. You can't trust them. Oh, that is what Nigeria did to you. And honestly speaking, it did it to many of us. Until so many people felt like, nah, I'm going to have to take care of my mental health. Nigeria is not going to continue to ruin me from inside. Nigeria forced you to get used to it. That's exactly what they are doing right now. Trying to make you to force you, beat you into it, to get used to getting being killed by terrorists, kidnapped, paying ransom, getting chased away, living in IDP camp as refugees in your country, living out of pockets, living in poverty, as if to say, if you are out of it, it's by grace, and you should be thankful because millions are falling into it as you are getting out of it. Getting used to it. Getting used to it. That's exactly what Nigeria does to you. Makes you get used to it. So then you are like, maybe the other person will be better. And that one comes again, rearrange the suffering, still the same thing. And then you begin to feel like, Buhari is still better than this one. Oh, Buhari is better. Just same way many of you can say it boldly today. Jonathan was better. Maiyegun Yusuf, talk true. She Jonathan no better. Didn't I say it? That's what Nigeria does to you. even though you can turn around and be like, what exactly was the life you had then, other than the life you got used to from 1999, from 1960? Which of those lives could you actually refer to as a better life that befitted human being, that is a freeborn human being? Which of those lives can you say a mass Nigerians enjoyed? They just have to get used to it. During Shagari time, we did drink milk. People, they drink milk, they chop egg. During Babangida time, we, during this one time, we started seeing money again. Really? That's what Nigeria does to you. But when you look around, you see have no electricity. You see have no good healthcare. You see have no good education system. You see have no good security system. You see have no good economy system at all. Anyone dependable enough. But when you begin to talk about the individuals who touched your lives, who, like Bokwari is doing right now, who affected and altered your lives, one time or another, you begin to put your preference in. That is what Nigeria does to you. Nigeria makes you to be very scared of something better because you can't imagine it. It's not real to you. The real thing is the suffering that something tells you you can change by getting used to it. That's what Nigeria does to you. And that's why we're having resistance on why can't we have a chat about breaking up of Nigeria so that everybody can provide for themselves. I mean, sink or swim, drown or sail or drown, or whatever they say. You'll be in charge of your own destiny. Something that an average Nigerian is scared of. And you wonder why. It is the psychological damage. When you look at Zakari Abdullahi from Sokoto, who knows I'm talking about Sokoto now? Who is originally from Sokoto? Maybe currently living somewhere in IDP camp, that they told them that it's safe. He's lost family members or what have you. But when you tell him that, does it make any sense to keep holding on to Nigeria where even when you have the power, you are not safe? When they put the quota out there, the numbers out there of the poorly managed region, it is majorly northern Nigeria. The poorly managed people, the place where you have this exponential poverty and embedded somehow is northern Nigeria. The place where this terrorism that has taken Nigeria to the global map of the terrorist index, country with highest terrorism index. The place that puts Nigeria in that map is no other place than northern Nigeria. But you, Zakari Abdullahi, Muhammad Aliyu, I'm talking to you, right? You are so angry that Biafran says they want to be on their own so that they can protect themselves against what your leaders have made you get used to. You are angry. You are angry that the Yorubas are speaking up that they would rather be on their own than be part of Nigeria, that forced you to get used to seeing your members of the members of your family being desecrated, killed, kidnapped, women, children being raped, kidnapped, sold off as slaves. You are not enraged by that, but you are so enraged that somebody from Western Nigeria is asking the Yorubas to stand up and defend Yoruba land. And Bokwari will have none of that, and you support him. Does that not tell you something about the psychological damage that Nigeria does to people? Does that not tell you? You heard about billions and billions, billions and billions going into the hands of the poorest people in Nigeria, but you still see those school-age children who are supposed to be in school, but they are on the streets with their bowls in their hands, begging for food, begging for money, begging for survival. They call them Almajiri. Back then, you had the numbers of almost 13 million out of school children. Out of 13 million out of school children before 2015, Northern Nigeria alone had 11 million out of school children who are Almajiri. They were children who were supposed to be in school, but they were not. They are on the streets. These are the children that are being kidnapped by terrorists, and they are being trained, being drugged and being given arms to then come back to cause chaos in those cities, because they are always available, ready-made recruitments for terrorism, for all kind of crimes, including political terrorism as well. So 13 million of your school children, 11 million of northern children, young children, 7 years ago, they were out of school. Good luck, Egbere Jolantan was building schools for you, right? But that didn't work for you, because book is haram, boko is haram, book is a sin. What did you do 7 years after that? You now have over 20 million out of school children in Nigeria. Out of them, ladies and gentlemen, more than 15 to 16 million of them are from the northern Nigeria, which means more school children are now out of school. More school children are now out of school. Nobody to care for them. Terrorists are recruiting them. And when do you think you have that peace in sight? When do you think you have that peace you dream of? But you are not bothered. You are not faced. You are angry that the Biafrans are asking for Biafra. You are raging that the Yorubas are asking for Yoruba nation. You are more interested that Yorubas or the Igbos should never have the presidency because you don't trust them. You have the presidency right now. You are not safe. Your women are not safe. Your children are not safe. Your homestead are not safe. Your communities are not safe. Your villages are not safe. Your worship centers are not safe. Your land are no longer safe. You are becoming refugees in another man's land. But you are not enraged. That is baffling. I won't go drink water because I'll come back in a minute and I'll round it up. Okay?
Bayelsa belongs to Jigawa. The oil in Delta belongs to Jigawa. As long, yes, because we are called Nigeria today. So that's what I'm telling you. The oil belongs to us all. And we as Nigerians shall do everything possible to make sure we take that oil so that Jigawa people will have the oil as well. Will have the money of the oil. Anybody who thinks the oil of Bayelsa belongs to only Bayelsa is just deceiving himself. As long as we are in Nigeria, we will make sure that we have uninterrupted supply of oil so that there will be uninterrupted supply of money to Jigawa State. As long as we are called Nigeria. Of course we are not the same people. We have to understand that, look, I am a Fulani man, and Ijo is different, Yoruba is different, but then God has made us to stay together. So why can't we attempt to stay together? And I honestly do not mind, even if we're going pathways. Let's sit on the table, around the table, and I say, look, that oil of Bayelsa, Jigawa cannot have a share. No way. I don't mind us talking like that. But as of today, that oil.
And do you know what they did with the oil in Bayelsa? Do you know what they did with the oil in Rivers? Do you know what they did with the oil in Ondo? Do you know what they did with the oil that he is talking about? Do you? The oil in Bayelsa did not stop poverty in Jigawa. The oil in Niger Delta did not stop the poverty in Sokoto or stop the terrorism in Niger or Zamfara. It fueled it. It fueled the poverty, fueled the terrorism. And the people in Bayelsa, let me show you something. How the people of Bayelsa actually live. You have been hearing about oil spill, and all of that. But Nigeria is a place that is unreal. We have been hearing that since I was a kid. Oil spillage in Niger Delta. People of Niger Delta cannot farm anymore. crude oil, spillage has destroyed their farmland, destroyed their water. Do you actually want to see what that looks like? For real? Yeah? I'll show you. Watch this. This is what it looks like whenever there is oil spillage in Niger Delta. And this can last for weeks, months. And you'll be wondering, how did the people of Niger Delta still surviving? How have they survived this much? How are they still comfortable being part of Nigeria under this arrangement? The oil in Bayelsa belonged to Jigawa. The oil in Rivers belonged to Jigawa. The oil in Enugu belonged to Jigawa. Like, how could anybody be comfortable with such arrangements? The arrangement of depravity. The arrangement that shorten the lives of an individual, that makes life worthless. Nigeria can happen to you in any way. And then the criminals who are benefiting from it, they want it to continue like that. That is why they will criminalize everyone who speak out, who speak up. Government should be the only one with the monopoly of violence, but government legitimately are the only people who actually hold the monopoly to violence, because they are the one who can unleash violence. So that is why Nigeria, under Bukwari, continue to use violence to shut out critics and continue to pamper terrorists that also continue to make a lot of money in Nigeria, while they barbecue Nigerians at will. They do it and they get away with it. You ask yourself, what exactly would you say you are begging for every time you say Nigeria is going to be great? Would they inspire you? Wait, I won't know. Because sometimes you need to, we need to ask ourselves. People get inspiration from different means and all, what have you. What is that thing? Where are you getting it from? I mean, a failed state, define it. Can you describe a failed state for me? 17 school children killed yesterday in Lagos. 8 children died in a parked car in the same Lagos 2 days ago. 2 days ago, 42 Nigerians were burnt alive. 35 died, 7 survived. Just same 2 days ago, terrorists captured a police station and a community in Yobe State, and they declared the place a caliphate. The same people who have captured almost 1/3 of Sokoto State, 1/3 of Niger State, Zamfara, where you know that they've also managed to capture almost everywhere as well. Terrorism is building up. It's massive. It's a big industry, a multi-billion-dollar industry. But there are criminals that are getting paid every day, telling you that they have intel, and their intel is to curb terrorism. Do you see any intel in any of these? The other day, they shut down the Abuja-Kaduna Expressway. Nigeria reacted. Nigerians are still plying the road. They are plying the road. Everybody do everything they could to make them feel safe. Traveling the road in Nigeria. That is what they want you to get used to. That is why those ones who prefer that, since it hasn't happened to them, they want to be governors, they want to be senators, they want to be this, they want to be that. They don't care. But it doesn't really matter. Okay? If we ask them that they should care and they don't, if I ask you to care and you don't, and this continues, it is just a matter of time. And since I'm a very strong believer that Nigeria has democratized injustice, Nigeria has democratized criminality, Nigeria has democratized all these vices, sufferings, and what have you. And since it is the only thing they've managed to democratize, now turn by turn Nigeria Limited. Everybody will have a share. I just pray that your own share will not be death, so that you can live to tell that story. Nigeria is not for you. Nigeria is unreal. Everything, if we should, honestly speaking, be putting the lens and camera on everything they do in that country every day, it will be like, an horror movie, a soap opera that will eventually probably make the whole world know or ask, how are people really surviving in that place? I ask myself all the time, but Nigerians will survive anything when you push them to the wall. Rather than turn back and fight, Nigerians will surprise you. They will make a hole in that wall and believe that if you follow them into that hole, they will make further hole, deeper and deeper into the wall, and pretend that they could possibly disappear, and the problem will disappear. We haven't got that consciousness. We haven't gotten that mass awareness that will make people say, how long do I even have to live? How long do I even have to face this? How long do I actually want to be this way, when people can ask vital questions and face the criminals who continue to lie to them and say, stop it now. This is what we want. Until we arrive, or until we get to that subconscious state of mind, and we have a large number of people who have that, my brothers and sisters, you are not safe, I am not. And I pray that when Nigeria happens to you, if Nigeria ever happens to you, because like I said, it's a turn-by-turn thing. If Nigeria happens to you, I pray that you will live to tell the story. And that may be your own baptismal of fire. Something that will tell you, indeed, Nigeria is a failed country. But you can save her by breaking her up. Save Nigeria. By breaking it. Also say, break up Nigeria and save lives. How does that sound? It's up to you. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time. I'm going to see you later tonight. I couldn't let that go or pass without dropping something on it. I'll see you some other time. Stay safe and good afternoon.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lé ibo níṣègùn lé káwọ́ mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjé